And what you're about to see is I'm going to show you how to actually memorize this list rather quickly. And so basically the first, when I say basically, the first technique I'm going to teach you with quick recall for this quick student program is called basic association. Basic association. And the way I'm defining it is basically finding or creating a logical link between two ideas. And I think that's really what learning is. It's taking an idea and connecting it to another idea. You're going to learn, as we talk about, different areas of study and learning, and it's all about connecting a known to an unknown and creating something on the outside to the inside. But basically here we're going to talk about creating logical associations between two ideas. And here's how it works. For example, if you want to remember that the first word that I gave you to memorize is sun, what is the logical or basic associations you can make between the number 1 and sun? Number 1 and sun. So you could look at it and say, like, okay, 1 kind of rhymes with sun, kind of sound alike, good. You could say, like, 1 and sun both have 3 letters in it, so that could help remind me that number 1 is sun. You could think there's only one sun in the universe, and that can help remind you that 1 is sun. Maybe the sun is the first thing that you see in the morning, the first thing that comes up, and just imagine the sun coming up, and that's the first thing, number 1, that you have, which is sun. So what I want to do now is I want to do this, create a basic association for every single one of the 20 words. And we're going to go through this rather quickly. It'll take more time to explain it than to actually do it. And then you'll see why in a moment. So again, it's your turn. Number 1 is sun. Good. Number 2 is shoes. Now, what would be a basic association, a logical association to remind you number 2 is shoes? You have 2 shoes, right? A pair of shoes is not 3 shoes, it's not 1 shoe, it's not 10 shoes, it's 2 shoes. All right, so to remind you of 2 is shoes. Number 3 is traffic light. Now, what would be a basic association to remind you 3 is traffic light? 3 colors, good. Going from top to bottom, you have red, yellow, and green. So 3 reminds you of 3 lights on a traffic light, good. Number 4 was what? Table, table. Now, what is a basic association remind you 4 is table? 4 legs on a table. Good. Remember, 4 legs on a table. Number 5, star. What would be a basic association remind you number 5 is star? 5 points to a star. Very good. Or a 5-star restaurant. Excellent. Number 6, soda. Now, why would 6 be soda? Now, if you're not really sure, for this, obviously, this is not a random list, and you'll see also this is one of maybe the drawbacks of basic association is that if you don't have the association, it only kind of works by design. But 6 was to remind you of a 6-pack of soda. Okay, 6-pack of soda. So remember that now. Number 7 is what? Rainbow. Good. And why would 7 be rainbow? 7 colors to the rainbow. Good. Remember you learned back in school the mnemonic device called Roy G. Biv. Roy, R. R stands for red. O stands for orange. Say it out loud. Y stands for yellow. And I'm asking you to kind of do this with me, only because the more you put into this, the more active you are in kind of shouting out the answers, the more engaged. It literally deepens the groove inside your brain. So did G in Roy G. Biv is green, and then you have blue, indigo, and violet, right? 7 colors to the rainbow. Or rainbow is spelled with 7 letters also. To help remind you, number 7 is rainbow. What was number 8? Octopus. Good, because 8 tentacles. Good, 8 tentacles to octopus. Number 9, what has 9 lives? It's your cat. Cat. Number 9 is cat for 9 lives. Number 10, you have 10 toes. 10 toes. Fantastic. Now, do me a favor, as long as it's safe to do so and you're not driving, or operating heavy machinery, which you shouldn't be doing either because you're completely focused on what we're doing here together. But close your eyes. And what was number 1? Sun. Good. Number 2, shoes. Number 3, traffic light. Good. What about number 5? Star. What about number 7? Rainbow. Good. What about number 9? Cat. Good. What about number 6? Soda. Fantastic. So we're halfway there. I'm going to go through this second half a little bit faster. Number 11 is skis. Now, what would be a basic association to remind you number 11 is skis? They kind of look like skis, right? The two ones kind of look like skis. So that's to remind you number 11 is skis. Number 12 is what? A dozen roses. A dozen roses. 12 roses. Good. Number 13. 13 was spaceship. Now, why is 13 spaceship? And if it doesn't come to you immediately, this is one of the drawbacks of basic association. It only works when it's designed to work. Obviously, this is not a random list. This is something that was put together to help you to remember this list. And this list becomes very important. And that's why we're taking the time today to invest to be able to memorize this list, because we're going to use this going forward. So number 13 is spaceship for Apollo 13. Apollo 13. Fantastic. Number 14, 14 karat. 14 karat, like 14 karat gold. And I know it's spelled differently. This is just to remind you of the vegetable carrot, but remember 14 karat gold. And I know it's spelled differently, but it's to remind you. Maybe a 14 karat diamond would remind you even better. So 14 is carat. Okay, remember that. Number 15 is dollar. And this is an interesting one. Why is $15? Well, you look at it and you could think, oh, it's a $1 bill and a $5 bill. Good. If you take the 5 or the 1, you put the 5 on top and you see the dollar sign. Some people get paid on the 15th of the month. Give away all your dollars on April 15th, tax day. So 15 is dollar. I want you to remember 15 is dollar. Good. Number 16 is candles. 16 is candles. Now, why would 16 be candles? The song, right? 16 Candles. They also made a movie about it called 16 Candles also. It's your sweet 16th birthday and you blowing out the candles. Remember 16 is candles. Good. 17 is magazine. Magazine. 17 is the name of a magazine. Good. And it's a magazine for teenagers. Now, if you didn't know that, then that's one of the drawbacks to basic association. But I want you to remember 17 is magazine. If you need an image of it, you could kind of Google it and look at what the magazine looks like. But 17 is magazine. Number 18, what's 18? What has 18 wheels? Truck. 18 is truck. Good. 18 is truck. Fantastic. 18 wheels. Number 19, this is kind of an interesting one, especially if you don't play this sport.